Timotab, and today I'm sharing some more of the Sudoku 2025 Snackdokus. As a reminder, SnackDokuCon was held in Boston, Massachusetts at the beginning of April, and included a Snackdoku setting party hosted by Full Deck Missing a Few Cards and Skojo. Snackdokus are typically small puzzles, with the goal of being solvable in under 2 minutes. This is the second of the 3 videos I have created. I will link to each puzzle in the description so you can try them for yourself. With that, I'm going to hand over to past Timotab for the first solve of this batch. I hope you enjoy.
Today's Snackdoku by Woofles and Foxes. Standard 4x4 Sudoku rules apply. Digits in cages sum to the total given in the upper left. Let's restart. Okay, 4 needs a 1 and a 3. 6 needs a 1, 2, and 3, so that has to be the 4. That makes this a 2. This 2 will just take a 2 in it as a single cell. This now cannot be a 2, 3 for the 5, so it has to be 1 and 4. That places the 1 here and the 3 here in the 6 cage. We get a 3 here, a 2 here. 3 goes here. That resolves the 1 and the 3 up here. A 1 in there, 4 in there, 2 there, and 4 there. And that was a delightful little snack. Thank you to Woofles and Foxes for creating it. 53 Caged Knights by eporama. Normal 4x4 Sudoku. Anti-knight, no digit may appear a knight's move apart. That's a knight's move in chess, so if this were a 2, then this could not be a 2, and nor could this. Cages, digits in cages, sum to the number in the corner. I'm going to restart for the timer. Okay. 1 and 2 is the only way to make up a 3 cage, and we know the order because of the given 1. There must be a 1 up here, but it can't be that one because of the knight's move. That makes that a 1, and then the cage makes this a 4. We can place a 3 there and a 2 there. 2 can't go there or there by knight's move, so it goes there, and now 2 goes there. Last place for a 1 is there. We get a 4 and a 3. The 4 can't go here, so that's a 4, and that's a 4, and that's a 3, and that is a 3. And very nice puzzle. Thank you for the snack, eporama. Not Killer Cages by ChattyKathy. Normal 4x4 Sudoku rules apply, and killer cages, digits in a cage, sum to the total given in the top left corner of the cage. Digits in a cage may not repeat. Okay, let's restart. All right, a 6 cage must be the digits 1, 2, and 3 with 3 digits, so we can place a 4 here. That means that this 5 cage must be 2 and 3. We'll put those in, making this a 1. This 4 cage has to be 1 and 3. The 2, 3 there means that that's the 1, that's the 3. The 3 looks back and makes that a 2 and that a 3, and we can place a 4 here. We get a 4 here by Sudoku. This 1, 3 cage this 3 cage must be 1 and 2. That's the 1 and that's the 2 because of Sudoku, so we place a 2 there. And 4 must now go here. We now have a 3 here, a 1 here, that must be the 2, and a final 3 for the finish it off. Nice little snack. Thank you very much to ChattyKathy for creating it. SudokuCon-cession by Joe and Soleil. Standard Sudoku rules, and the digits along the shaft of an arrow must sum to the number at the base of the arrow in the circled cell. Right, let's restart for the timer. Okay, this has to be 3 or 4, and so does this. So they make a 3-4 pair. 4 cannot go on the shaft of an arrow because that would mean that the circle on the arrow would be larger than 4. So 4 must go there, and 4 must go there. I have a 1 in one of those two and a 1 in one of those two. That makes this 2 or 3. I get a 1-2 pair in this row. Okay, if this is a 1, then this must be a 2, and then that must be a 2 to not exceed 4, and that makes that 4. If this is a 2, then that must be a 3 and a 1 by Sudoku, making this 4. Either way, that is 4. So we get a 3 there. This becomes a 1-2 pair. That makes this a 3. This is a 1-3 pair, and we now know the order. And that resolves the order up here. This 2 makes this a 1 and a 2, and that's a 4. And we get 2, 3, and 1 to complete. Thank you very much to Joe and Soleil for that great snack. Devilish by Tallcat. Normal 4x4 Sudoku rules. Little killer, numbers outside the grid show the sum of all digits indicated on the indicated diagonal. Digits may repeat on the diagonal if allowed by the rules. So these 3 will add to 6, as will those 2. Okay, let's restart. Only way to make 6 in the 2 digits is 2 and 4. These must be 1 and 3. If this is a 3, then these must be a 1-2 pair. But if this is a 3, then this digit is a 1. And that stops both of those from being a 1. So this is not a 3, this is a 1, this is a 3. And now these 2 digits need to add to 5 because we've already got 1. But it can't be 2, 3 because neither of them can be 3. So it must be 1, 4 in some order. Okay, this 6. If this is a 4, then these 2 have to be 1, but this one can't be by Sudoku. So that is 2. That makes that 4. That makes that 1. And then to sum to 6, that makes that 4. We can put in some more digits. And now these 2 have to sum to 4, but neither of them can be a 1, so it can't be a 1-3 pair, so it must be 2 2s. And that allows us to finish off, I believe. That's a 3 there, a 4 there, a 3 there, and a 1 there. That's a lovely little snack, something to think about, and thank you, Tallcat, for making it. Fingerpainting by Cirne. Normal 4x4 Sudoku rules. Rule activation cell. The digit in the cell with the triangle activates one of the 4 rules that follow. All lines in the grid satisfy the corresponding one of these 4 rules. So, what that means is this triangle here, if we place a 1 in it, then these 3 lines are all going to be Renban lines. That's what this one up here is telling us. If we put a 2 in there, there'll be region sum lines. If we put a 3 there, there'll be parity lines. And if we put a 4 there, they will be German whisper lines. So to make sure we understand what those lines are, let's go through those in detail. A Renban line must form a set of non-repeating consecutive digits in any order. Region sum lines, the sum of the digits on a line within a particular region must be the same for all regions the line passes through. So these two digits would sum to these two to these two. Parity lines. Digits along a line must alternate between even and odd. And German whispers, adjacent digits along a line must differ by at least 2. That is the standard for a 4x4. And we do have a reminder here that it is greater than or equal to 2, because if you're familiar with German whispers on a 9x9 where it's greater than or equal to 5, that could be confusing. Actually, greater than 5 on a 9x9, greater than or equal to 2. No, greater than or equal to 5. Yes, I was right the first time. Greater than or equal to 5 is normal for a 9x9, greater than or equal to 2 for a 4x4. Okay, let us restart before I get into myself into any more trouble. All right. Where do we start? Well, I can see a quick one to get rid of, and that is parity. Because if I, this is odd, so if I place an even here and I place an odd there, then this would have to be a 3, but that would mean that that would be a 3 in order to be a parity line activated, and then we'd have 2 3s in that box, so it is not parity. And now I can quickly see that German Whispers is out, because that's low, that would be high, that would be low, and therefore would be a 2. If that's a 2, then these two have to be high but different, which means it would be a 3-4 pair, but 2 can't go next to 3, and it would be next to 3 in one case or the other. So it's not German Whispers. Okay, region sum would make this a 2. These would have to add up to 5, because our secret for a 4x4 is that the sum of the row, column, and box is 10. So those two would be 2 and 3. That would be 1, 4. That would be a 4. That would be a 2 and a 3. Is that right? No. No, that is not right. Those would be 1 and 4. Those could be 1 and 4 because the digits don't see each other. That's the difference between that line and this line. Okay. I nearly ruled out region sum, possibly prematurely. Anyway, so that could be 1, 4 with a 4, 1 there. That would make this a 2, this a 3. That would be a 1 and a 3. That would be a 3. Don't see anything wrong with that just yet. Okay. If this is a Renban line, then this digit can't go here and here and here, so would go there. And then it can't go here, because that would be on the Renban line. So in this box, it would have to go here. But if that's a Renban, then that means that's a 1, but it can't be a 1 by Sudoku. So it is not a Renban line. It is region sum. So we can place our 2, 3 here. We can put a 1, 4 here. That has to be a 4. We know that this is a 2 because it's region sum. That resolves this 3 and 2. 4 here makes this a 4 and a 1 with a 3 here and a 3 here. That's a 2. This is a 1, 2 pair, and we know the order. So that's a 2 and a 1. That gives us 3 and 4 and 1 and 4 to finish off. That was Certainly a chewy snack, but interesting to consider all of the different bits of the logic. I really liked that. Thank you very much to Cirne for setting it. This is Verisimilitude by Diane. Normal 4x4 Sudoku rules apply. We are going to place the digits 1 to 4, once each in every row, every column, and every 2x2 box. On thermometers, digits increase from the bulb. So this will be the smallest digit on the thermometer, this will be the largest. Digits in cells separated by a V sum to 5. So those two digits will sum to 5, as will those two. I'm going to restart the puzzle, and let's begin. Okay. These two digits must either be 2, 3, or 1, 4. And they have to be the lower digit here and the higher digit here because of the thermometer. And they can't be 1, 4 because I can't put a 1 on a thermometer unless it's at the bulb, because then the bulb would have to be less than 1. So this can't be a 1, 4 thermometer, a V, 1, 4 V, so it has to be 2, 2 and 3. This 2 makes this a 1, that makes this a 4. By Sudoku, we can place a 4 there. Now here we have another V on the thermometer. Even if we didn't have this 4 here, it couldn't be 1, 4, because if that were a 4, then this would have no fill. So again, it's going to be 2, 3, and we know the order because of the thermometer. That forces this to be a 4, that forces this to be a 1. By Sudoku, we can place a 2 here, a 3 here, a 4 here, a 1 there, 3, 2, and 1. And that's a very nice puzzle. Thank you, Diane, for making it. Snackdoku 3, Unlucky, by CrabJarBoy. Standard 4x4 Sudoku rules. Little killers. Clues outside the grid are the sum of the digits along the indicated diagonal. Digits may repeat if allowed by other rules. And thermometers, digits on thermos are strictly increasing from bulb to tip. Okay, let's restart. And 13. Right. So the maximum that I can have in any diagonal within just a box is a 3-4 pair. So if that were 3, 4, this would have to be 2 and 4. And if this were 3, 4, this would have to be 2, 4. Therefore, that is not a 4. And so that must be a 3, 2, and 1. That means that this is the 2, 4 pair. This is the 3, 4 pair. That's a 1. 2 has to go here, 1 has to go here. This 2 makes this a 4 and a 2. That's where the 2 goes. That is 3 or 4, and by the row is a 4, which resolves 3 and 4 here. I need a 1 and a 3 to complete this box. And I need a 3 and a 4 to complete this. Thank you for the snack, CrabJarBoy. Lucky Little Killers by Cateleya. Normal 4x4 Sudoku. Little killers, clues outside the grid are the sum of the digits along the indicated diagonal. Digits may repeat if allowed by other rules. So these are going to add to 7, as are these. And slow thermometers. Digits on thermos either stay the same or increase from bulb to tip. Okay, I'm going to restart. And these must be from 3 and 4 to sum to 7. It's the only way that can happen in a 4x4. Likewise these and these. That means that these are all from 1 and 2. I am going to colour the 3s and 4s. So We know that these are 3 and 4. We don't know which is which, but we do know that this one is different from that one by Sudoku, and it's also different from that one. So if this one is different from that one, it must be the same as this one, and the same as that one. So we can give those a colour. We can give the other 3s and 4s another colour, and this sees both green and purple. That sees both green and purple. So that's the only place that green can go, and that's the only place that purple can go. So because of this thermometer, green is now 3 and purple is now 4. We can now put in 1s and 2s there, and we can do the same kind of thing where we give one colour and that a different colour, and then we can say that this, because of the thermo, must be more than this. So those teal ones are 2 and the orange ones are 1, and we solved the puzzle. Thank you very much to Cateleya for the great little snack. 10-4 by O-Reaper. Normal 4x4 Sudoku rules apply. Digits in cages cannot repeat and sum to the total in the corner. Digits separated by a black dot are in a 1:2 ratio. Okay, let us reset. 1 and 3 are the digits that have to go into a 4 cage, but we can't put a 3 on a black dot in a 4x4 Sudoku. So that is 1, that is 3, that is 2, that is 4. To make the 10 cage, I need 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's 3, that's 1, and then we can place a 2 and a 4 here. And we can use the same logic to fill in a 1 here and a 3 here. This must be 2 with 4. This must be 3 and 1. And this must be 4 and 2. Very nice, quick snack. Thank you to O-Reaper for setting it. Extended release pyretic by jennyaa. Standard 4x4 Sudoku rules. There is one slow thermometer hidden somewhere in the grid. Digits along this thermometer can repeat but cannot decrease as you move from bulb to tip. So let's just draw in a potential slow thermometer. So with a regular thermometer, this would be broken because we're only allowed the digits 1 to 4, and we would have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this would have no fill. But because we are allowed to repeat digits, as long as we don't go down from cell to cell, we could go 1, 1. That would then have to be at least a 2. That could still be a 2 because it wouldn't see a 2, and then that could be a 3 or a 4. There are other ways to fill this thermometer, but that is just one example. Okay. The length of the thermometer is indicated by the 2-digit number inside the pill. The pill may or may not be part of the thermo. All right, I am going to restart this puzzle, and okay, this has to be a 1. There are 16 cells in the grid, so this has to be a 1. This is a 2, 3, or a 4. Now, I can get 3 consecutive cells on a slow thermo that are the same by going diagonally and changing box row and column every time. But I can only get 3 doing that. Therefore, the only way I can do that I can get only a maximum of 3, and I've got 4 digits, so 3 times 4 is 12. This has to be a 2. Okay, so I need some 1s, and I need a set of 3 1s that don't see this cell, and that's going to be those 3. So I can draw a line in, and the question is, where does the line start and where does it go? Okay, if let's put the 1s in. If I go in this direction and do 2s up that direction, then this can't be a 2 because there's that 2. So that must be the start, and my thermometer is going to come down there, and then I'm going to go up 3 that way, and that's where the 2s are. Then I go across here and down here. That's where the 3s will be. I'll go up there and down there, and that's where the 4s will be. So let's fill those in. Those are 2s. Those are 3s. Those are 4s. And we can fill in a 4 there, a 3 there, and a 2 there. And that was a lovely and very interesting snack. Thank you very much to jennyaa for setting it. Toothpick by Nell Gwyn. Normal 4x4 Sudoku rules. Digits along the arrow must sum to the number in the oval, or pill as it's sometimes called. The arrow sum is written left to right in base 10. So that's just for clarity, base 10 being our normal number writing system. Okay. Okay, these are a minimum of 1, 2, and 3, and that could then be a 1. So that's a minimum of 7. This is a maximum of 2, 3, and 4, which would be 9, plus another 4, which would be 13. So we are somewhere between 7 and 13. Well, we've got 2 digits. So it must be at least 10, but we can't put a 0 or a 1 there. 0 is not a Sudoku digit, 1 is repeating in the box and the row. So that must be a 2 or a 3. Okay. So that means that, right, there's 2 ways to split up this arrow. One is to split it up that way, and the other is to split it up with these 3 digits and that one. All right. I must have a 1 on the arrow. That means it's not 2, 3, 4. And therefore it must be 7 or 8. If this is 7 with a 4, we get we could add a 4 there, and that only gets us to 11. So this sums to 8, and this therefore must be a 4. This is 12. This must be 1, 3, and 4. That's where the 4 goes. That's the 3. No, sorry, that's the 1. That's the 3. Place our 2 there. And then we get a 4 here, a 3 there. 2 goes over here. That's now a 1 and a 2, a 3 and a 4, and a 3 and a 1 to finish off. That was a very nice snack. Little more to think about, but lovely all the same. Thank you to Nell Gwyn for setting it. Such a Snack by Philip Newman. Normal 4x4 Sudoku rules. Little killer, digits along the indicated diagonals must sum to the total given. Digits may repeat if allowed by other rules. So those will add up to 5. Those 2 cells will add up to 5. Those will add up to 4. All right. Let us have a look. Okay, in 2 cells, the only way to make 6 is with a 2 and a 4. If this were a 4, then we would already have 4, and these would have to be zeros, which I can't put in this puzzle. So that must be a 2, that must be a 4. We now have 2 of the 4 we need for this diagonal, so these 2 digits must sum to 2, and the only way to do that is with a 1, or 2 ones I should say, and then this 5 has a 1, so it requires a 4 here. All right. This digit now must be a 3, and we get a 1 there. That's a 2. This must be the 3 and the 4. 3 down here and a 2 here. I mistyped that digit there. Good thing I spotted it, or that would have been annoying. That's where the 3 goes. That's a 2. That's a 1, and that is a 4. Very nice little snack. Thank you to Philip for creating it.
Well, they were all fun. Thoroughly enjoyed them. Thank you to all of the setters. If you liked these solves, then please hit the like button. You can subscribe to see more. And I would love to hear your comments, including how long it took you to solve the puzzles. I'm looking forward to next time. Be seeing you.